Hi everyone, my name is Nina, and for today's interactive advanced concept presentation number 7, we are going to be experimenting with magnetic fluid. And so I am going to try and make a magnetic fluid, or a ferrofluid in this case, utilizing some ink toner, vegetable oil, and some rare earth magnets. So I'm gonna go in and show you the ingredients I'm actually using, and then let's see if I can get this experiment to work. So the ingredients that I will be using, as I mentioned, a ink toner. This is the only one I could actually find, so I'm hoping it does the job. We shall see shortly. Also, the only magnets I could find, they aren't the largest ones, so I might have to maybe bring them all together, but we'll see. We'll see what these can do. And then last but not least, vegetable oil, which I already poured in a shot glass. And then I also have just a regular glass and then a mixer. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some of my ink toner into this glass. So I'm going to approximately pour around like 50 mLs. Got that in there. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add my vegetable oil, just enough to make a liquid, and then I'm going to mix this until I get a nice and thin consistency. So if you don't see a thin consistency, if it's still pretty thick, which mine is, I'm just gonna add more vegetable oil. So, mine was a shot glass pour, and now I'm getting more of a nice and thin consistency. Okay, so just an FYI, if it is too thick, it may not work properly. So try and get that nice, easy mix. So now what I'm gonna do, put my mixer aside. I'm gonna just grab one strip of magnets and see, I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. If I can move this at all. Nothing's happening. See if I can take all of them. I'm not getting anything. So I'm gonna grab another magnet and see if it'll work. Regular refrigerator magnet, let's see what happens. Nada. Well, I got some on myself. Yeah, nothing is really moving here at all. So that's too bad. what we should have seen, and if you look up any other video, some are successful, some are not successful. This one was unsuccessful, is the liquid actually magnetizing, and it should then make these like nodules that kind of clump up, and these like needles pop up. So it's pretty cool, and then you can kind of move it around the cup in different directions, which is pretty cool. However, since I was unsuccessful, I am not seeing what I thought I would, and that I believe could be due to the strength of the magnet that I had. I would say since they were probably smaller and weaker. And so again, I would say this is an unsuccessful experiment, as what should have happened was us seeing the ferrofluid should magnetize together and create those nodule spikes. But I can still cover some background on what should have happened, along with the ingredients in what they all compose of. So let's get into the magnets. So these tiny magnets will usually clump together when they run into each other. However, in this experiment, that is not the case, and that is due to the increased surface area of the fluid. And so the vegetable oil, which also is known as the surfactant, is going to bond to the nanoparticle, and it becomes a ligand, and the ligand attracts the carrier fluid, which pulls the carrier fluid with the nanoparticles when the magnetic force acts on the liquid. So the ferrofluid is a magmatic, which means it is a material that acts as a solid and liquid. In the absence of a magnetic field, it acts like a liquid, and the nanoparticles are able to flow around freely and act like a liquid. But when a magnet comes near the particles and temporarily magnetize, that then acts as a solid, and so when the magnet is then removed, it acts like a liquid again. So the spikes that we were supposed to see were supposed to reflect the magnetic field. Ferrofluid has lots of uses. A very common use is in computer hard drives, loudspeakers, along with contrast agent in MRI imaging. So like I said, a couple of things why I believe may have caused my experiment to be unsuccessful is, one, not having strong enough magnets, in which they weren't able to create enough of a magnetic force. My toner maybe didn't have enough iron oxide or didn't have any, or possibly just my vegetable oil to toner ratio. I hope it all works out for you guys. Thanks for watching.